What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Roster Bubble Series video. Please hit that like button, comment, and subscribe. Turn on post notifications so you know when the live stream pops or drops. Appreciate y'all coming back. Also share this out. We are going into training camp, and a lot of content creators are going to be making videos and content. With that being said, there's a lot of competition, and I've been sticking with you guys ever since the end of minicamp with these Roster Bubble videos. So sharing this out to different NFL communities, different Giant fans, and different different social media platforms would help this channel, and we could get to 500 faster. Of course, 1,000 is monetization, but 500 is community notes where I could finally, get messages out to you guys on YouTube if you don't have social media. So appreciate you guys. Please share this video out, and also the giveaways. The giveaways are still going on. We haven't had much traction, which is a little bit disappointing. But if you are interested in some of the giveaways we're doing, training camp tickets, Fan Fest tickets, and one game ticket. It was actually 2 game tickets for 1 game. It is the Bengals-Giants game. Let me know if you are interested, and then you can follow the requirements, and I'll send them over to you. In these types of videos, I take a player that's on the roster bubble, then I go into their background, their competition, how they could win a roster spot, and how they could lose a roster spot, followed by a prediction. So, today's profile / candidate is Robert Foster. Robert Foster was an undrafted free agent from Alabama in 2018. Obviously, some familiarity with Brian Daboll there. In 2017, 2016, actually 2017, I think was the main year. He was at Alabama with Brian Daboll. I believe they won the national championship. So there's some familiarity there. He was with the Bills 2018, 2019, then moved on to the Packers in 2020, Washington football team in 2020, then 2021, spent some time in the offseason with the Miami Dolphins, then went to the Cowboys practice squad, signed a futures contract with them, got waived on March 11th, and the New York Giants signed him about 3 days later. Statistically, in 2018, his rookie year, he did make the roster, of course, started 3 games, played in 13 games, 27 receptions, 541 yards, 3 touchdowns, 61.4 catch percentage. With that being said, he also had 3 100-yard games. So he has the ability, or at least a few years ago, he had the ability to get a chunk of yards in some games. 2019, a little bit lower on the receiving end, a total of 3 receptions for 64 yards, 3 first downs. He played in a total of 13 games, started 2 of them, had a catch percentage of 16.7, so not really that good. He was targeted 18 times on 3 receptions. That's either he's dropping passes like crazy, or Josh Allen was so inaccurate that year, it's not even funny. He also got 2 rushes in the rushing game, 2 attempts in the rushing game, 2 rushes, 29 yards, and 1 first down. And then 2020 with Washington, his last statistical year, he played in 4 games, started 2 of them, 2 receptions, 37 yards, 2 first downs, a catch percentage of 33.3. With that being said, let's take a look at the snap percentage in his rookie year with Buffalo. Obviously started 3 games, played in 13, 53% snap percentage on offense, and then 12% on special teams. 25% the next year on offense, 47% on special teams, and then with Washington, 10% on offense, 46% on special teams. So I don't know that this guy offers a ton on special teams. Obviously, the last 2 years he was playing football in the regular season. His snaps were upped on special teams, but his rookie year, not so much. So he's going to be competing with a lot of the guys for the outside receivers job. And right now, it just seems like he's a camp body. With Sterling Shepard going out and maybe some guys moving into the slot, Foster has more of a chance to make the roster. His competition looks like this: C.J. Board, Alex Bachman, Richie James, Colin Johnson, Austin Prail, David Sills, and Keelan Doss. How can he win one of the spots on the roster? Avoid dropping passes with the 2s and 3s. Ball security is very important. Make plays and earn trust of the staff like he did in Buffalo. Obviously, Joe Shane was there, so he knows what Foster is about. But the last year, he was on 2 practice squads. He was in the offseason with 2 teams. With that being said, He's got to find a way back onto a roster, whether it's special teams that gets him there or it's being a receiver. A backup receiver, kind of like a David Sills type, whatever. But with that being said, he's got to do all the things as I listed. Ball security is important. He's never really had a problem with that in his career. Avoid dropping passes, earn trust of the new staff, make plays. I mean, that's how you're going to get there. Do the basic shit as well, because if you make plays and you don't do the basic shit and you drop a couple of passes, people think you make the roster that way. It's not true. How can he lose? Has a quiet camp and doesn't really stand out from other wide receivers. There's a couple of wide receivers that don't play special teams when you talk about the competition. Keelan Doss really doesn't play special teams. Colin Johnson here and there. C.J. Board's a special teams guy. Alex Bachman's a special teams guy. Austin Prell, not really. David Sills, not really. So he's got to find a niche somewhere in order to make this roster. And, even if he doesn't make this roster and he has one of the better preseasons he's ever had, he could go make another roster. The waiver wire exists. So overall, I do have him not making the roster, even with the Sterling Shepard injury. I think, as I mentioned, a guy like Rich James is going to come in and he's going to be one of those backup guys, 5, 6 spot on the roster in terms of wide receivers. James can play special teams. I think he could fit the offense and what Brian Dable and Mike Kafka want to do. So that's that. Like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on post notifications so you know when the live stream pops up your drops. Appreciate you coming back. I believe this is the last video of the wide receiver set. So hope you guys enjoyed the wide receiver set of the roster bubble series. More coming out. Peace out, guys. See you later. Stay cool.